Hello, it's Collette from the Sacred Rose Temple, and it's been so long since I last did my energy report, having got through the Christmas period and through an awful flu that seems to be doing the rounds in the collective. I am back working today and so glad to be back into my working routine and writing content that brings the magic and the sacred and the spiritual to people all over the world. So, feeling grateful for the return of my work today and into what seems like an energy that has been circling around over Christmas. And I really wanted to report on this, but obviously in the midst of it and trying to just take time out and take some healing time through my illness, I have been sat really deeply with what's going on in our collective in an energy uh, sense. I'm so ready to deliver that to you all now, but you're probably all aware of the feeling that is currently in our collective. It's been really strange energy. I've felt this. I know I'm in the middle of the woods in rural France, but there's been this stillness in the air, and I don't know whether you've been able to sense that. And it's like a grey stillness, this grey plateau, this place of nothing. Almost like if we were on a hero or heroine's journey, we get to the grey mist, the grey forest, and we're in that space of the unknown. That's exactly where we are collectively. It's going to last a little while, this no space, this no man's land. As I think that's the best word to describe it personally. Like we're in this no man's land. And it's not the time to be making New Year's resolutions. It's not the time to be doing anything that is about the next part of the cycle because we're still in the depths of winter. We're still in the underworld. And so what we need to be doing is just sat with it. And that's very, very difficult for many of us to just sit with, allow the energy to come in, to flow in, and to just be very, very rooted in our seat of awareness. And to sit in that space of observation. What am I feeling? What do I sense? What things are trying to leave my life? Which things are wanting to come in? And it's that space of observation, so being in the observatory of this grey no man's land, to see what's going to come through the mist. And this is particularly frustrating for me as someone who likes to be seated in a space that I am allowing and open to see and receive and not try to control or be in the way of it. And I think that it's going to feel pretty weird for all of us, this waiting space. There's also going to be within this grey no man's land a lot of healing that's coming up. So we might find our health is not great at the moment. Viruses come to change us on a deep cellular level. And my teacher from years ago always used to say that whenever you get like a flu, a cold, a virus, the body is going through a real deep change. And I already kind of understood that when I was going through spiritual practices in the past, that whenever a cold came or a flu or a virus, it would take me through a whole psychological exploration. It would take me through a physical rest and a place of uncomfortableness. And that's just what has happened recently to me. I've been really mooching over many things and my body's been tired and sore, and I felt it taking what it needs to take. So this healing period is going to do the same for all of us if we allow it. It's going to make us feel challenged, and it's going to feel like we're under a pressure, even though there's stillness. So these are the whips and the quips of what's going on now. And we really have to be intricately in relationship with our body in that we're listening to what it's asking of us. If it wants us to eat, we eat. If we're hungry, we must eat. And then if we're not so hungry, We maybe observe that space where we're not hungry, maybe entering into fast. That's been definitely where I've been, just feeling this empty space and non-hunger, and letting my body just do the healing it needs in the way that it wants. So be acutely aware of your body. Also be aware of the patterns in the mind. This is going to bring up some old beliefs and ways in which you're stuck in your head. Do you believe and something can stick to it? Just stick to it because it's a belief. Or are you willing to change those beliefs and challenge them? So this is about becoming uncomfortable. Growth is about uncomfortableness. It's about facing the things that we don't want to face. It's about seeing what we don't want to see. And it's about using that place that you really are able to sit with yourself on a very deep level. We're also entering into this year of the snake, the wood snake, and the snake has a massive symbolic resonance in our collective. I shared about the snake energy and what that symbolizes. Amongst many things, it really is a deep symbol of death and rebirth, of the unconscious, of the feminine, of warning. It's a path. It takes us onto a path, but definitely a path where a lot has to go and a lot needs to come in that's new, that you're unaware of. And this is where the being uncomfortable is going to play out. How uncomfortable that change and death and rebirth makes us feel, because we like to stick to the old ways, old beliefs. And really the new collective energy is trying to shatter that from us. Stop doing it the old way. Stop believing the things you believed before. And can you come into a new mindset? Are you able to use your intuition and instinct rather than belief structures and imprints? Are you able to understand that certain feelings and beliefs come up through emotional dysregulation? Are you able to emotionally regulate yourself and take a deep breath into the emotion and say, the emotion isn't going to lead me into the answer or the decision or my pattern of thinking here? That's going to be pretty high level work for yourself. Is, what have I always believed about myself? What have I always excused? What have I always said? And what if I challenged that? That's spiritual evolution, challenging yourself, not being fixed to the old, to the safe, but rather coming into this year of transformation, which is going to lead you into the unknown. So I think how I want to summarize this is to just say that there's going to be a lot of things that challenge you. Be prepared to be challenged. Don't be stuck in your old ways. Know that when you get scared, when there's a little bit of fear that you've got to do something or embrace something that makes you a little nervous, then you should be doing it, because this is going to bring in the new ways, the new paths. So recognize fear, recognize discomfort, recognize when something's easy, that it's perhaps not the best thing for you to take this year. And this way we'll reinvent ourselves. And that's what this year is about. It's about reinventing yourself, putting to death all of who you have been and bringing to birth something that you are unaware of, new to. And at this moment in time, it's about not being fully aware of what that is, being comfortable with the unknown, being comfortable with not being fixed or attached to an idea, but being in complete observation of what's trying to come in, what's trying to show itself to you, looking at the symbols, doing your dream explorations and your analysis, working in the unconscious, working on your shadow. Those are the things that's going to make the path clearer as we come into the spring, when the new life wants to show itself to you. So it is a bit of a magic, and it's a bit of a mystery, and it's a bit of the unknown. And this is the place of the mystic, mystical, realms are the unknown. Mystical realms are the leading by intuition, feeling, instinct, and being open to what the universe is trying to send us, what God is trying to show us through the universal language of symbology and the unconscious. So enjoy it and really be comfortable with being uncomfortable, be comfortable with not knowing and not trying to control. And that will seed us as we move further on into the next months. So I'm going to leave it there for this week, and next week we'll build upon this space of the unknown, the no man's land. So I hope you had a great festive period. Really looking forward to be back speaking to you weekly. Excuse me. But take care of yourselves and bye for now.